Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I got a late start today because I went and spent the night at one of my friend's river cabins. We were going to go striper fishing this morning, and we got rained out. Storm coming down the river right as we were waking up, so it didn't work out, but we did have a good time. Got to watch my Auburn Tigers lose a game towards the end of the game, just like they always do this year, it seems like. Man, it's been a rough, over a decade now? At some point, there's nothing left to do but win, I would think. We've had enough losing. Anyway, I wanted to start by showing you this. This is a terrible story. It's a horror story. For those of you that have been in crypto for a while, you know, I used to do the hard wallet thing, and I think hard wallets are safe if you do it the right way, but I chose to, I don't think most people that come into this space are going to be comfortable using hard wallets and doing all of that. And I also believe that all of the financial products related to my XRP are going to be on platforms. And so I waited around. We waited for many years to be able to get access to institutional grade custody and retail. This is why I use iTrustCapital, is for stuff like this. Because of stuff like this, I'm tired of playing this game, but I wanted you to hear what this guy had to say. If you know anybody that can help this man to recover any of his funds, just listen to this.
I'll explain what happened. I've been in crypto since 2017. I've been accumulating XRP for the past 8 years. I've accumulated over 1.2 million XRP, which is worth over $3 million now. I had it on a cold wallet. It's called an LA cold wallet, and I thought I did all the things right. I didn't write down. I wrote down my seed phrase. I kept it safe. I don't give it to anybody over the phone. I don't answer phone calls like that. I thought I did a pretty good job. I'm not the most computer literate, but I think I was pretty above average. About a year ago, I retired. My wife and I retired. We were planning on moving out to Las Vegas and buying a house. She was actually supposed to go look at one next week. This morning, I woke up and all my XRP's been stolen. I've been hacked. I don't check my wallet every day. I watch the price 24 hours a day, but I don't check my wallet every day. And I guess the last time I checked it was Saturday, and I checked it this morning at 4:30, and it looks like on Sunday morning somebody removed 10 XRP, then they removed 2 minutes later, it's around 11:15 Eastern time, they removed 10 XRP, and then a couple minutes later they removed another 290,000 XRP. They sent it to one wallet that had just been created a few minutes earlier, and then they turned around and sent all that 1,290,000, they sent it out to about 30 different wallets. They sent it out, some in groups of 40,000, some in groups of 38,000 to different wallets. And then when it went to those wallets, they sent it out to more wallets. So, I mean, I don't know, I didn't get an exact count, I guess it's somewhere between.
So anyway, you're asking how did this happen? ETFs responded to the video, and they said, hey there, totally understand your concern. We actually looked into this case in detail. It turns out the user accidentally imported their cold wallet seed phrase into the app, which made it a hot wallet. Our cold wallets are fully air-gapped and never connect to the internet, so no theft has ever come from them. Still, we take every report seriously and always investigate thoroughly. If you ever need help or want to do it. Anyway, so bottom line is, my understanding of what he did was a lot of these, if you have 24 seed phrases and you have a ledger, and a lot of people that have these don't even know this, your stuff is not on the actual hard wallet. It's just it's a way to access those 24 words. Anyway, what this guy apparently did, is my understanding of it, is that you could go like there's a lot of wallets that accept those 24 phrases, so you could download an app. In this case, I think LEPAL must have a app that goes with these things, and then you can restore your ledger to, or you can put your 24 seed phrases in so that you can view it on your phone through the app. And apparently that, my understanding is that is where you can also, by the way, if you've got let's say you got a Ledger Nano S, you could go and I've done it before. Like for instance, you could get a Zaman wallet on your phone, and then you can enter those 24 words and put your XRP on the Zaman wallet so that you can send and receive it there. But what it does is, I'm assuming here, is it opens you up. If you've clicked on any links, or if you do that and then you click on any links, or if you've clicked on a link maybe before that, maybe there could be like keystroke stuff on your phone, or who knows if they've embedded some kind of spyware in your phone before you do that. That's what I'm assuming happened here. It's extremely scary. I mean, I just don't use those things anymore, just because I like to put mine with reputable companies that have institutional custody. But I feel horrible for this guy. I hope somebody was able to help him in some kind of way. XRP's rebounded a bit. As usual, I'm still just looking at this number. We're at 3.67 trillion. We will cross 4 trillion. We will go to 10 trillion. We'll go beyond 10 trillion. That's all I'm focused on, because I know what I hold in XRP, so I just continue to accumulate it. But here's what's interesting. The things that are coming, all of these scary news things like, oh, there's a trade war and all this is Trump negotiating. But there's so many good things coming. I think Dom from Easy A commented the other day, we're just one trade deal announcement with U.S. and China for this market just blowing up, in the positive direction. And here President Trump's now saying Chinese President Xi Jinping is open to a trade deal. So they're both flexing and negotiating is what you're watching. Then we've got this, huge. We have 10 days left until the next FOMC meeting with a 100% chance of getting rates cut. So another rate cut is on the horizon. And then there's this. This week we find out if the SEC, despite the government shutdown, will press the approval button. XRP ETFs are ready to go. And these are the deadlines: 18th, 19th, 20th, 23rd, 25th, and then November 14th. So that's ahead of us. And then here's James Seifert talking about all this.
There's like 30.
We're also in a government shutdown, which he mentions in this, which also is going to go away.
5 different assets that have been filed for. So I mean, some of them are leveraged, some of them are inverse. Like you name it, the issuers are filing to launch these things. But as you mentioned, the government's in a shutdown, so I don't think anything new is going to come to market while the government is shut down. That's my current expectations. I guess anything could happen, because technically the rules are, if the SEC doesn't stop you within 75 days, we can get into the weeds there if we really want. But basically, the new rules are basically, if the SEC signs off on things or doesn't stop you, you can launch the product within 75 days of filing. Realistically, there's only 9-ish assets that are going to get approved before the end of 2025 that meet these new generic listing standards for like traditional spot products. But there's other ways to get around and launch, like, these pseudo products that are almost like spot or are leverage or use derivatives and things like that to provide exposure in ETF wrapper. But as you said, I don't think any of those things are likely going to launch while the government is shut down.
Yeah. Do you think that these ETFs, which historically have had a significant impact on the crypto markets and have seen incredible inflows, do you think with the recent uprising of digital asset treasury companies in this publicly listed format, because now those are sort of in the spotlight and you can get exposure through these DATs, do you think we're going to see a little bit less anticipation and excitement around the ETFs when they do inevitably go live?
Yeah, I mean, so I have a few thoughts here, right? Like the long tail of assets. I mentioned there's 30 plus assets that are filed for ETFs. Some have like 20 plus filings related to them, like Solana and XRP and other Bitcoin and Ethereum products. I think the longer tail of assets are of assets like specific digital currencies. They're probably not going to get a ton of interest, right? Like just because you launch like the 47th largest digital asset in an ETF wrapper doesn't mean that this asset's going to take off because it simply has an ETF. I mean, if you look at the Bitcoin ETFs, part of the reason they did so well is because there was so much pent up demand. And when they launched, Bitcoin was roaring, right? Like it launched into early January and everyone was expecting it. A lot of money poured in. Initially, it was actually kind of a sell the news event. But long term, money kept pouring in and it was a positive thing for the space. Ethereum is the opposite. For the first 5 months of its launch, they had net outflows for Ethereum ETFs because, market had dumped. It was in the summer. There wasn't a lot of demand. It came too quickly after the Bitcoin ETF launched. The narratives weren't clear. But then Trump got elected and it took off. And it's just another avenue for people to play the space, particularly TradFi types of people. So I think the same thing could happen for these other assets. So I think things like Solana and XRP, we know there's pent up demand there.
XRP's got pent up demand. We do know that. And then you've got this digital perspectives while we wait for XRP ETF approvals, Hidden Road check, Rail Financial check, G Treasury check, Ripple Bank Charter, Fed Master Account, now Ripple DAT, Digital Asset Treasury. Ray Charles could see where this is going. That's pretty good. And then you've got this. This is from Paul Barron. This is the what Wall Street loves all this.
Crypto is to public equity markets what public equity markets are to venture capital and private equity, in that it's so much faster. It's so much more transparent. It operates 24/7, near instantaneous settlement. So what I would offer to you, and I'm not sure if this makes people feel better, is what they're seeing in crypto is the reality. They're not seeing a watered down version that shuts down at 5 o'clock every day or prices quarterly. I would rather know what my mark to market is at any one point in time than have that sort of hidden by a slow cadence.
Is there an appetite for this kind of market right now where we'd have 365, 24/7 liquidity, active markets? What are your thoughts?
Oh, definitely. I tend to take what Larry Fink says quite seriously. So when he says that he wants to tokenize financial assets and put them on chain, and he's talking in grand scale, I think he actually means it. And so whilst they're still, they are giants in their own right in the traditional system, they're progressive enough to see that this new infrastructure allows 24-hour access and opens up capital markets to more investors. And I guess there's more utility of financial assets on chain with being able to use it as collateral and do more things with it. And they're just trying to get in first.
Okay, we're going to go to DAIXRP.com. That's the Patreon. If you'd rather join through YouTube, click join below any of these videos. If you'd rather join through X, hit the subscribe button on X. We do the full video and the extended video with no commercials. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe. Hit the like button. Tell your friends and family. Here we go.